Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Don't like how you stay. There you go. Let's put out South America. So, um, Finland, Sweden, they filed for membership with NATO, and we have Erdogan waiting for NATO to start the membership process. The application has been sent, provided, handed, while Erdogan said that he's going to block that unless his demands or suggestions are met. That means he wants to make some deals with these two countries before Turkey would agree to have them join the alliance. Now we find that Austria does not think of joining NATO yet, and it would like to maintain its neutral status as Switzerland. I know a lot of pressure is put on Austria and everyone in Europe, actually, who's not a member of NATO, in this case, as I said, Austria and Switzerland, to join it, but it seems like so far these countries are able to withstand the pressure. So this article comes from Reuters, Wednesday, May 18, 2022, and this is the title. Austria's neutral status here to stay, foreign minister says. So the foreign minister of Austria said his country would retain its neutral status even as EU allies Sweden and Finland overhauled decades-long foreign policy stances to apply for NATO membership in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And I'm quoting, "The situation for us looks a little different," end quote. Austrian Foreign Minister Alexander Schallenberg told German radio broadcaster Deutsche Landfunk on Wednesday, pointing to overwhelming, let's go in quotation marks, public support for neutrality in Austria. Schallenberg said that the country, which obtains 80% of its natural gas from Russia, would continue to provide humanitarian support to Ukraine rather than lethal weapons. And I'm quoting, "We are helping on a large scale, but not with war munition. And I think help for Ukraine cannot only be reduced to war munition," end quotes, he told the broadcaster. On Wednesday, Finland and Sweden formally applied to join NATO. And it says here that Finland shares 1,300 kilometers, which is 810-mile border with Russia. I just have another article here where Finland states that they will not, so Finnish Prime Minister says that they will not host nuclear weapons on Russia's doorstep. Blah, 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 blah. You put it in writing, and even in writing, that could be, you know what I mean? You don't care at one point. What are you going to do? Nothing. Because remember with NATO eastward expansion, when the Russians said you promised, you said that, and when 1991, when Russia, blah, 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 disappeared, Soviet Union, I'm sorry, disappeared, then you said no inch expansion to the east. Where are they? At the doorstep of Russia. And they said, we didn't promise. It was verbal. Do you have any documents? Do you have any documents? Legal binding documents? The Russians provided. Yeah, we had this conference over there. Read that. Read this. I said, we don't care. Even if it was over there on the minutes of the conversations and all. Yeah, no. So you see, talk is cheap. So the same when this Finnish prime minister says joining NATO doesn't mean hosting nuclear weapons on Russia doorstep. She's naive. I mean, what do you want? She's naive, or she's a crook, or I don't know, both, or she really means it, but she doesn't know that how the world works, it seems like. So if she's good intentioned, she doesn't really know how that works. She will if they say so. She will. It's not really, they're going to find a way. I mean, if she's not going to agree to that, it's going to be replaced and someone else will come over. And she's a foreign minister after all. She's not going to be the one who's going to make the decision nevertheless, so she can say whatever she wants. At the end, they will say, who was that? the foreign minister, she has no authority to determine that. So, nevertheless, this is what they say. Switzerland, not a EU member state, and long known for a neutral status that keep it out of two world wars, is also leaning more towards joining the defense alliance and head-on security policies of the Swiss Defense Ministry, told Reuters earlier this month. Well, Switzerland did not keep its neutrality. Switzerland's neutrality was respected by the other countries, because any countries that wanted to invade Switzerland, they could have invaded it. So it's not that I'm neutral, I'm not going to be invaded. Remember, in the Second World War, there were some countries like Norway, right, that and Sweden, that they were neutral. And what happened? Remember who invaded Norway? Do you remember who sent troops in Norway? And then the next day, the other guys came and they fought on Norway's territory. It was the Brits, the British, who went sailed from their island to Norway, and they occupied over there a little town. Said that's ours now. And then the Germans invaded over there as well, and they fought over there a little scuffle, who's who, what's what. And that was they were not invited there, by the way. The British Army was not invited by Norway. That was an invasion right there, or whatever you want to call it, because it was an order to go over there. I mean, if you look at Churchill, what Churchill wanted to do in Norway, then you would really learn a lot. Maybe you guys know. I don't know exactly what you know and you don't, but I'm just mentioning things. So with the neutral states, they could be just like this, occupied, and you can maintain your neutrality. And even with your neutrality, governments come and go, and people who push governments, who support them and channel them over there. Look at Guaido in Venezuela, for instance. He's the democratic force over there. Yes, he is. Is he backed by someone? Is he pushed? Is he channeled? Yes, he is. He is. So once that guy or one like him gets the power in Venezuela somehow, it's not going to be a clean power takeover in Venezuela. I foresee that 99%. So through revolutions, mass demonstrations, and democracy, we want democracy, and so on. Once that guy comes over there, all of a sudden Venezuela is going to be democratic, free, loving. We all love Venezuela, and yeah, we got your oil now. We've got Chevron over there. Done. Thank you very much. So the same thing will happen with any of these neutral countries. And Switzerland, I went to Switzerland. I had some friends over there, maybe not friends, but acquaintances and some work collaborators. Let's put it this way, even though collaborators sounds like Second World War term. Are you a collaborator? Yes, come over. So, they have automatic weapons in their home. Automatic war weapons, not like Americans, bolt, cling, one shot, and pistol and revolvers. Not that. Automatic, bum, 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 bum. That's one. And they have it over there, and they go every year. They have, depending on how old you are and how experienced you are, you go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Every year you go in the army. You go in the army and you train. You train. That automatic weapon, you have it at home with ammunition. If something happens, you take that and you're ready right there in your house or wherever you might be in apartment. So that's neutral Switzerland. And Austria, remember, if you remember what happened after the Second World War, Austria was given back by the Russians, by the Soviets, as they promised to the Allies. Remember, that was under Soviet occupation for some time, and they promised we're gonna declare. So Austria kind of has a lot of, even Vladimir Putin had some great connections in Austria, if you know what I mean, when he was working in the field. So there's a lot of hanky-panky happening in Austria and Germany, actually. There's a lot of infiltration, a lot of, how to call it, I can't remember the word, cells that could be activated or are activated when they needed to be, from German people or Austrians or however you want to call those Anglo-Saxons or Saxons. All right. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment.